Wingy Boxing, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global, adjusting the ties, loving every moment of it. Eddie Hearn, Usyk-Bellew, we're here, it's just around the corner, man. How you feeling?
Feeling great, feeling honoured, to be honest with you. I mean, it was a strange feeling at that press conference. Almost felt like a fanboy, you know, sitting there next to Usyk and Tony with the 4 belts and a Ring Magazine belt on the line. I've never done an undisputed fight. I did Crawford against Ndongo, but you know, this is a different kind of setup. The first time ever in British boxing history this has happened. It's just a brilliant fight. It doesn't get any bigger. The biggest and best fight I've ever promoted. I honestly say that. You know, people say, what about Joshua Klitschko? But this is the pinnacle. You know, this is the ultimate undisputed fight to be the king of the division, the absolute outright #1, no questions asked, and just a few days to go.
Between you and me though, this is a fucking difficult one, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Usyk is really talented.
So it should be, you know, like you should, any fight to become undisputed champion shouldn't be easy. As it happens, he's got to fight one of the pound for pound greats of the game right now in Alexander Usyk. He's had 15 fights. He's already undisputed champion. He's a genius. But Tony believes that he can find a way to beat him. He can hurt Usyk, it's unquestionable. You know, how rough does Usyk like it? How much heart does he got? All these questions are going to get answered. And as Tony said, listen, if Usyk is this brilliant monster, maybe Tony can't win on Saturday. But I'll tell you something now, anyone tuned in, Tony Bellew will be giving every ounce of his soul, every drop of his blood to try and win on Saturday night. And I'll tell you, I believe it's going to be a great fight.
Brook, just want to quickly talk about that fight. How did you come to that opponent? Do you think that's pretty much the right step?
Yeah, I mean, I just said, you know, I've done an interview with your boss, Coogan, yesterday. You didn't like that, did you? No. And he said the same thing. You know, what do you think? I said, look, he's not Errol Spence. But Kel's boxed once in a year and a half. We looked at the world rankings. Zerafa was #8. He was available. I watched his fight with Peter Quillen, where he was boxing above his weight. He was competitive. He was tough. His game, he'll come to win. And ultimately, this is almost like an extended training camp for Kell Brook. So this is going from the Zerafa fight. Hopefully he wins. If he doesn't win, the Amir Khan fight is completely bollocks forever. And then go straight into camp for an Amir Khan fight. So I expect Zerafa to be tough. Ultimately, Kell to be too good for him. Will build a big card in Sheffield, but he needs to fight because he wants to prepare himself for the fight of his life, the fight of his career, which could be Amir Khan, all being well.
So has he actually split with Dominic Ingle, as far as you know?
I don't actually know, to be honest with you. I know that Dominic had a lot of time with Billy Joe and with Kid Galahad out in Canada. Kell needed to get in camp, so he went out to Fuerteventura. He's been training with a guy called John Fuchs. I don't know what the long-term situation is, but I think for this fight particularly, I don't think Dom will be in the corner.
Tell me about Jarrell Miller. When he come in at like 237 pounds or whatever it was, what did you think about that?
337.
337, yeah, 337.
Yeah.
What went through your mind as a guy you're trying to push and promote?
Well, I always, because my scales at home are in pounds, I look down at what I see some mornings when I was weighing and think, fucking hell, that's heavy. And then I looked at Jarrell's and I was thinking, well, that's gone past me. Oh, blimey. Or it's gone past 300, and it just kept going. I think he's more effective the heavier he is, because it's not like he's out of shape. It's not like he hasn't got the engine. He's got all of those. And I think the heavier he is, he's almost going to be tougher to beat. He takes a great shot. He's got a great work rate. He punches hard. He's actually technically better than people think. I think Jarrell Miller's going to be very difficult to beat. So I don't see a problem with the size.
You wasn't disappointed when he was at that?
No, because I know he trains. As long as he's fit for 12 rounds, and believe me, he's got a great engine, I don't see a problem with it. And what other heavyweights have come in at 25, 26 stone and actually been mobile and actually had a good engine? I think, like I said, he's going to be very tough to beat.
What's the plan for Danny Jacobs now? What are you looking at?
To fight Canelo.
Canelo, that's what you want.
That's what we want for Danny Jacobs. That's the fight that he wants. That's the fight that I believe myself and DAZN should deliver for him, and Golden Boy as well. We're all on the same team effectively. It's a great fight. It's now a unified fight. So, you know, we'll be talking to Danny over the next couple of weeks, and obviously Rocky Fielding could put a spanner in the works against Canelo. I'd love to see him go and do the business.
How are you feeling about that?
I think it's a tough fight. You know, I think Rocky's at a level, I say he hasn't boxed that before. He boxed Callum Smith, who's now Ring Magazine champion, #1 in the world. So, but it's a tough fight. The thing he's got on his side is size. He's much bigger than Canelo. He's got to try and make that count. He can punch very hard at super middleweight. So we'll see. But, you know, if Canelo comes through that, or even if he loses and drops to middle, the fight with Jacobs, I believe, is the one for Cinco de Mayo.
I naturally assumed that the winner of White Chisora would slip into the place for Joshua. But when Chisora was mentioned in an interview, you didn't seem to.
No, because I don't think Josh has ever considered Chisora's opponent.
Do you want Miller in there?
Yeah, I think Dillian Whyte is the guy, but he's got to beat Chisora. Now, if Deontay Wilder doesn't want the fight, then it's going to be Dillian Whyte. But if he beats Chisora, if Chisora wins, do we fight Chisora? Maybe. Anything can happen. It's a crazy world. That's why David Haye and Chisora have taken this fight. That's what they're looking at. That's what they want. But you know, for Dillian Whyte, he wants to knock Chisora out and then go and fight AJ at Wembley.
I was going to ask you about this Floyd Mayweather versus Nasukawa kickboxing thing, but it's off.
Embarrassing.
What did you think about the whole thing? Why do you think he's pulled out? Do you think it's just because of the backlash?
No, I just think it's so embarrassing, the whole thing. I mean, if what he's saying is true, he's been mugged off. And it's not like Floyd Mayweather to get mugged.
Right.
And if he was going to do it, but then he's pulled out because, no, listen, Floyd don't care about backlash. I believe what he said is the truth. They've stuck it on him, they've changed all the goalposts, but he's made himself look silly in the process. But guess what? He's got a few $100 million and he goes back to his mansion in Las Vegas on his private jet and he goes down Girls Collection tonight and has a nice little whiskey and says life's not too bad.
I want to go there. The wife won't let me though.
No problem.
One more question. What's the situation with Brook Khan negotiations right now?
Still going.
It updates every time.
Nothing significant to tell you. Only that we're talking. Probably the closest we've ever been to getting the fight done, but still not close enough.
That's pretty much it then. Well, good luck for the fight.
Cheers,
Can't wait
Wingy.
for it, mate. And thanks for speaking to Wingy Boxing, IFL TV. I'll just drag out a bit longer to annoy everybody here. Cheers, mate.